What's good, gamers? Akalon here. Welcome back to each and every one of you. I know you guys are busy, so here is everything we know about patch 10.2 Guardians of the Dream so far. First up, some big changes to the myth tracks and the heroic tracks and the currencies. Congratulations! Currencies are finally going to operate like currencies and be moved from your bags into the currency tab. That's pretty big. The other big change here, there's a bunch, you can see it on your screen right now, but the other big one here is that crests will finally be upgradable. So once every item slot has reached its maximum item level, you can now turn those in, upgrade them, and you can continue to upgrade your gear. I think all in all, pretty decent change. Next up, we have something that finally the WoW player base isn't absolutely losing their minds over. It is, of course, the new legendary weapon, Faralath, the Dream Render that drops from Farak. Although it doesn't actually drop from Farak, because they did say during the WoWcast that it's kind of going to be a journey, but eventually, after all of your effort, you'll be able to upgrade it into the legendary axe. So there's going to be some track there. Players have been losing their minds over this because apparently an Emerald Dream patch wears the Druid legendary. So yeah, a bit of a hit and miss here, but I still think it looks very, very cool. And for anyone that likes big axes, you're gonna like this one. Bigger is better, right? Right? Size doesn't matter, let's go. Next up, in Blizzard Hates Flying, Pathfinder will be reintroduced to Dragonflight. Yes, you'll finally be able to use all of your old mounts on the Dragon Isles, but not before completing a series of achievements and then finally unlocking it at the end of the Pathfinder model. I personally think that it would have been much better to just enable it. The fact of the matter is, Pathfinder has never been a fun experience for most people, and to bring it back, especially in an expansion where, you know, dragon riding is there, it is the premiered way of flying. This is simply going to be a very small portion of the community that will use old flying in the Dragon Isles, and it just feels a little bit weird. Why would you hide this behind a Pathfinder? I don't know, but that's what it is. Next up, we have tier set bonuses as well as tier set appearances. I will be fucked if I'm gonna go through every single one of those bonuses. You can do that on your own time. I'm just here to tell you they are there. They're on WoWed. You can go check it out if you want. It seems very interesting. A lot of these tier set bonuses seem to play around with the talent trees quite a lot more, and they do seem to have some interesting stuff. That paired with the new items that is being data mined right now, I think overall looks very, very promising. A lot of these items have some very unique active, so I'm very excited for the new weapons as well as the new trinkets. And then alongside the tier sets and the tier set appearances, I think a lot of players are going to be very, very excited. I will of course bring you all of those tier set appearances once they become data mined or once they become available. Right now we really have very little to go on, but here's the Rogue and here's the Evoker. Mythic, I believe. That's the one I did on Photoshop, because I'm not gonna fucking do all of them on Photoshop. It takes a while. Druid Forms, new Druid Forms Customizations has been announced. I think this is always nice. The fact that Druids are in their animal form pretty much all the time, giving more options for them to customize, and there are a ton of customization options. Really too many. I couldn't actually be asked to do this in Photoshop. It would have taken me fucking forever. So you can just have a nice little overlay as it's going. The one that excited me the most, and I actually did spend time on Photoshop going painstakingly over this thing, is the Fire Druid cat thing. I don't know yet if it's only an updated model for the Fire Druids, because they're a massive part of 10.2, or if this is going to be for player characters. We don't know yet, but if it is for player, that's good, right? Right? And then, of course, in news that will make your PP stand erect for the rest of the day, there has been a data mine of Logash appearances, that's Varian Rin, by the way, as well as Sylvanas appearances. These are just items. They're just there. When you data mine it, it appears as if these will be collectible customizations to make yourself look like Varian Rin or make yourself look like Sylvanas. I'm here for this. At the same time, though, does it kind of water down those appearances? Does it make it less special when everyone can now run around looking hot as fuck as Sylvanas Windrunner or boss as fuck as Varian? I don't know yet, but it is there. We don't know yet where these will fit in, if it will even make it to the live game. Remember, this is very early days for 10.2, but right now I'm here for this. We also have data mined the new outdoor appearance set, and it looks boss mode. It really looks awesome. I love the detail, the attention to detail here. So personally, very, very excited for this. I like the fact that we are getting more and more of these outdoor tier set appearances, or set appearances, I guess you could call them. I just wish there would be a little bit more effort in the actual tier set bonuses of the outdoor stuff to actually make them a lot more viable. Something like a Paragon talent system tied to this gear would actually be really cool and would make this gear a lot more sought after for players like myself that prefer playing in the outdoor world and don't really care about dungeons and raids and all the rest of it. But what do you think of this? Is this an appearance that you're gonna get? I know most of you are like very fucking finicky and you're not allowed to run around with sets because that's bad transmog. Do you like this, and what of this will you use? Let me know in the comment section down below. We also have Marithra that's finally realized that she is in fact an aspect and should look a lot more snazzy and not just like a basic ass fuck green dragon. She looks amazing. The new form absolutely does it for me. I wonder how big she's going to be in her new aspect form. That's going to be very interesting to see. And of course, Farak also have a visage form that's finally been data mined in the folder, so no longer do I have to go to cinematics in order to make thumbnails including Farak. That's good news for me. Then of course, we also have what can only be described as a literal fuck ton of class changes, class rebalances. We know that Rogue and Demon Hunter is getting somewhat of a rework. I'm not going through all of that. You can kiss my dick. This is way too many things to cover. You can go check it out for yourself. And lastly, we have the Dungeon Journal. Yes, it's been released, but it's not yet finished. We know at least the names of all of the bosses, but I will say there's one boss on this list that I think is a bait and switch. It rhymes with bouldering. We'll talk about that tomorrow because I have an amazing video for you lined up there. That's it. I'm done. Enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe over on Patreon because that's where the magic happens. $1 a month, that's all I ask. Thank you so much to everyone that's already subscribed. See you guys later. Peace.